particular Plattsburgh we can look at, which is a real tight-knit community, and we're going to see where we can find 3 examples of information presented on campus. So take a couple minutes to write that down, and we'll share them in a minute.
So it's only on SUNY Plattsburgh?
I mean, you can do Plattsburgh, but I mean, if it's easier to do SUNY Plattsburgh, or if it's easier to do Plattsburgh General or New York State, then do that. But let's try to stick to SUNY Plattsburgh. Website's probably SUNY Plattsburgh, right? All right, put your pens down, pencils down when you're done. All right, looks like everyone's done. Anyone need extra time? Okay. All right. So who would like to start us out with one area that they see? Aaron.
You can get information from the marquee at the ACC.
So the ACC. That service desk?
No, the electronic board above the door. That tells you
Okay.
the marquee.
Right, perfect. Anyone else? Marie?
The screensavers on the school computers.
All right, about who to vote for and what activities are going on campus. Sarah?
Cardinal Point.
Cardinal Points. And what is Cardinal Points?
It's the Plattsburgh newspaper.
Right, a dying breed in our society. Hope.
Some of the information bulletin boards that you see throughout the school.
Marissa?
The Daily Digest, those emails that all of us read. Sounds covered.
Anyone else?
Like through, like, I know when like things happen, like security things, they send out those emails and you have it set up, you get like phone calls or texts to
Yeah,
your
state
emergency
alerts.
alert. Yeah, so I don't know if that's exactly called, but yeah.
So the emergency alert. Sarah?
In front of the campus store, there's always that like billboardy kind of sign for sales.
So that's like the informational one.
Yeah.
Stuff.
It's like that, I don't know how to say it, but it's like that homage that everyone knocks over.
And we'll take one more.
Stand? Yeah.
Izzy?
Right next to the, whatever that store is, I forget what,
Campus
Campus Express, yeah, that one, there's always those billboards, I mean, they always have like their poster signs up, like join us, you know, yeah, the tabling, yeah, that.
So, okay, so we're like the fraternities and sororities
Yeah.
now. Alright, so we got a firm list of where we see information, and can anyone see any correlating factors between those?
Oh, a lot. Some are made by students.
So made by students, Marie?
They're all public.
All public, is it?
They're mostly in the same building.
Same building? Yeah, so we have that center point of where our information gets dispersed out of, right? So we have essentially our Angel College Center, the ACC. Okay, so why is this important? Why do we need this on campus? Why is getting information out to the public important? Oh,
To keep everyone like on the same page, to keep everyone updated and involved.
right. To keep everyone updated and involved. Any other suggestions? Any other reasons why this might be important? Matt?
You have to be able to, disseminate information in one way or another, and it's probably the easiest way to just kind of, have a mass audience, to just let people know what's going on. Because if it wasn't there, half of us wouldn't know what was going on. unless we were in the organization that was organizing the event, or part of the, part of whatever was posting the information.
Right, so we do have that to keep the community informed. So again, this is, so can we see the importance of informative writing and how it affects our daily lives? Okay, so how about, I'm gonna pass out these guided notes and pass them that way. And pass them this way. So we're gonna be taking some notes on expository writing and informative writing. Because expository writing is essentially a big umbrella that includes informative writing, compare and contrast, descriptive writing, and other forms of scholarly writing. So can anyone tell me from what we've discussed already from our bell ringer, what's a characteristic of expository writing? You can fill them in as we write them on the board and as your fellow classmates give them up. Yeah, Eric.
It provides information.
Provides information. Right, and this is written underneath. What are the main characteristics of expository writing? So put these in your own words because that's how we remember things, not by standard definitions, but by putting in our own words. Matt.
They're intended for a large audience.
Okay. And can we think of one more aspect? Yeah, Eric.
Oh, it might be the same, but I was gonna say it communicates a message, but I guess that's provided for.
Well, that can be different. We'll put that up there anyways because communicating a message may be different than simply just providing info. Because someone may see a quick snapshot of the Plattsburgh State basketball game, and that's not necessarily communicating a message. Whereas we could be putting out information about cancer awareness. Right.
It's easy to find.
Easy to find, yes. So we have some general characteristics of the genre expository writing, and we did go over some ways that we see this in our everyday lives in Plattsburgh. But can we think of anything nationally? Sorry.
Like sales flyers, sales promotions.
So advertisements.
Like newspapers,
Right.
media. Like, you watch actual news every night. Or you can go on online.
Very good. Very good. So we have some general knowledge of where we see this and where it happens every day. So writing to inform is different than just expository writing. Writing to inform has specific criteria that we need to address. And one of this is going to be, we need strong organization. We can't have our writing be all over the place if we're trying to tell people something or anything. Another characteristic of expository writing, writing to inform, is succinct writing, which essentially means we're being concise, we're being very to the point. To the point writing is how I like to refer to it as, because we're not adding, you're not really trying to describe anything when you're informing someone, I guess, as much as you are just trying to directly tell someone. So you want to use precise language. And again, leading into our third characteristics is proper language. We want to use our proper vocabulary in trying to describe. Can anyone tell me a reason why this is important to us? Why is this important to you as a student? Why is this important? Why is learning how to write to inform important? Eric.
I guess so you can analyze the information being given to you.
Right, we have a lot of tests in school, don't we? A lot of regents, a lot of state mandatory tests, and they're going to be asking you to write informatively. So this is one reason why we're learning about it. And one more reason. Tyler?
If you know how to write in exploratory writings, you can actually reverse engineer that, kind of figure out if you're reading one of these writings, you'll know what to look for.
Exactly, and that is what we're going to be doing in the upcoming days. We're going to be figuring out why a certain selection is informative. And do we see reasons why or not reasons, but examples of how we use this in our everyday lives? Can anyone think of anything that they might be informing somewhere?
Like if there's a meeting or like a club meeting and stuff, we usually just say, meeting time, meeting room here at this time, that's the purpose.
Right.
So it's very like to the point, it's very
Very
strongly
to the point.
organized and it's got the proper language.
Very good.
Texting, sometimes you're very to the point, like, I'll be home in 5 minutes kind of thing, if you're texting with your parents.
Very good. So we're given directions. Sometimes when we're speaking to other people, and when we're solving problems, are typical times when we use writing to inform. So what I want you to do now is get in groups, and we have such a small number. You can just count off one by ones, or to 3. So Eric, you start at 1, 2,
3, 1,
2, 3,
1, 2.
1.
Perfect. So go ahead and move into your groups, and I'll tell you what we're going to do after when we get in.
Yeah, get our stuff. 2.
2?
No, you won't need anything. You won't need anything.
2.
Yep.
3.
One sitting.
Alright.
I'm a 1.
Yeah, sitting's fine.
I didn't know if we were gonna be writing
You guys want
anything.
3.
3.
3.
Okay, now that we're in our groups, we're going to be discuss among your group, what is your definition of expository writing? How do you see it as applicable to your life? We just went over a little bit, but now I just want you to think of how does this impact you as a student and as a future member of the community. And afterwards, just take 2 seconds just to have like a little quick write, come up with like a sentence just to share. We don't have to write it down right now. So this will be like a quick thought then. So go ahead and start discussing, and if you have any questions or anything like that.
Is that expository writing?
I think so. First
Well,
one,
you
should
can
be
get it.
short to the point, information, right?
Well, I don't know, I mean,
Maybe a resume.
what's that?
No, I like it.
I know it's important for me, because when I grow up, I'm going to be historian, so I'll be writing.
But our facts must be forms. You'll definitely be getting a lot of good facts.
I was going to say that afterwards.
Big.
We're not
Are
creators.
you gonna be one of those people on History Channel?
Yeah, I am.
I mean, I agree with write resumes because it's relevant.
You got it that way, you're like,
Right at the end of our.
What do we got?
Starting to write.
So wait,
So
again,
for
there's
information. Yeah.
What's the most prominent way that you
It's like, how did this turn out?
internet?
I would think so, yeah.
Do you think we need to be selective
Yes.
in our search on what we read?
It's it.
What about like sites? Do you think that you can discern between different points of view?
I'm not really into politics,
Yeah.
so.
Well, just anything, like any website, any.
Depends on what website you go to, like, I know if you go to
Also,
the
if you know
like, they're not,
how it's written,
not
you can
biased.
also see it.
As opposed to going to Fox, Fox News.
So you can try to find the bias in the stuff that you're reading and make sure that
You can see the message they're
Well, I
trying
mean,
to
I look
do.
at it as like, if I go to twinsbaseball.com to find Minnesota Twins information, they're most likely the writers on there are going to be biased towards the Twins. So like, I have to be able to look through, the information and sort through it to see what is actually being presented.
That's like going to ESPN, and going to ESPN New York, they're all gonna be biased, like, they're all New York teams, they're gonna do that.
So we gotta be able to discern it ways too. What
we were talking about how it's important for like when you're taking notes, you know, to take clear, concise notes, and even around 14 is when we would start writing resumes for finding our first job. So knowing how to convey the information about ourselves in a clear, concise way that an employer would actually be able to understand.
I always do it as trying to spend
Sales.
time.
So,
See, but I
But I don't wanna go out.
I gotta answer
That's
about
okay.
their
That's what you're saying.
It's like,
Yeah, I just remember
Wait, is that-
expository writing, and I'm very creative in how I write, and I can't have that.
No.
I couldn't do the basic stuff, like I want to put my opinion in, and I want to discussion, and she's like, no, that's more.
Do you feel like it's
I think
Because
because
of texting and everything, like,
base
it's becoming
of
horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
logical arguments, like
Yeah.
the base of forming an opinion?
I mean, how would you feel, right, how would you feel, writing something?
Alright, take about 15 more seconds to wrap up your conversation.
still getting facts to it. You can get these skills and learning how to make it work. It's like,
5 seconds.
and this is because.
Which is like, shoot yourself in the foot.
Don't do that.
Alright, let's bring it back. It's really, I heard a lot of good topics being discussed, a lot of good information being presented. Expository talking. So, well, I didn't get to speak to this group over here, so Tyler, Eric, and Sarah, and Kirsten, what were you four talking about?
well, we got confused about a few things, because we were trying to figure out, can we put our opinion into expository writing, or can we not put opinion? I don't know.
What does the class think? What do you, the rest of you, what do you think?
I think a little bit, because I think that's where bias kind of comes from.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
how we were
true.
talking about the whole, like your Minnesota, but like obviously some sort of their own, you know what I mean? Like it is
Right.
their own.
So do we want to keep opinion in, or do we want to take opinion out of our writing?
I guess it depends on the purpose of your writing. If you're trying to write a persuasive paper, then you're obviously gonna have your opinion kind of in there with what you're trying to persuade people to do. But if you're doing just like an informative thing, trying to convey statistics, then it's not really, you don't want your opinion in there.
Right, so what I'm taking is that, depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Kirsten?
We kind of talked about, I think with expository writing here, it's more geared towards the facts. Like there might be background in it, but I think it's not as much of your opinion.
Right.
You're just trying to convey a message, you're not really trying to.
So I agree with that.
I think, like, you could say, this is happening because, and it's still a fact type thing, but you're not elaborating on how you feel about it.
Okay,
So-
Matt and then Tyler?
I think that opinion is expressed in, informative writing by the facts you choose to present. If I'm a writer for a Republican newspaper, I'm going to write a lot of facts, but I'm going to not include the good facts about Obama's presidency. I'm only going to say the bad facts. And on the other side of the coin, a Democratic paper would only put the good things in and try and avoid the bad things.
Right. So.
Still all facts, I'm not doing anything I'm not saying anything about my opinion, but my opinion is shining through because of what I'm including.
So what I'm getting the sense is that our writing is tailored towards our audience, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if we're writing to inform, we want to keep the facts in the forefront and our opinion in the back burner. One more.
Is it safe to say then that the expository writing is what people will use to form opinion, but you yourself as the author should leave opinion out?
Yeah. Well, right, because if you're reading something to inform, you're reading to inform yourself, and you're gonna judge your own, and you're gonna make your own opinion off that. So, as a writer, as an informative writer, we want to keep our opinions to ourselves, and we want to just present the facts. And that's about 20 minutes.